All right, so we're out here in nowhere land. I don't really know. It's some levee road, a couple miles from the shop. We're gonna start off the day with seafoaming the Mark III. I didn't want to do it and like disturb the pilots flying at the shop. We went to hit a couple spots. This one seems like the most legit though, so we're gonna smoke it out. Can you just set that somewhere and hold the idle for me? Alright, so I didn't have a full bottle of Seafoam. It was only like a third of it. But I mean, as you guys can see, it definitely did a lot. The smoke coming out is a little blue right now, so I kind of hope that it's not something that we just fucked up more. I don't know. I hope that the oil that is coming off of this is just cleaning it and it's not oil that was holding something together. I mean, we'll find out. Hopefully by the time we get back to the shop, this will be all cleared up and should be good to go. We're gonna start pulling the wires off, pull the coil pack off, and get started with that mess. So.
We just got back to the shop. Aaron is pulling the car around to the other side. It's done smoking. Hopefully it did clear it. I haven't asked them if it's driving a little bit better, but we're gonna start pulling everything off the car so we can go pick up the new parts and warranty them out.
So like I was saying in the spark plug replacement video, these spark plug wires are notorious for breaking. They are pretty fouled up. Some of them are corroded, some of them like the boots are torn. So we're gonna start by pulling those off. We're also gonna pull the cover off of the like top so we can get access to the coil pack. I just wanna inspect it. Our test yesterday, we didn't get lightning, so I'm gonna guess that that's not the issue, but I think I should probably put my hands on it and make sure. We're also gonna replace the coolant temp sensor that we've been throwing a code for forever. And I don't think it's it, but at this point, everything that I've thought is it, isn't it. So we're just gonna try it. Okay, we're replacing them anyways. See? I mean, I did that to myself, but. This one, number 6, wouldn't even like clamp down. It is like legit green in here. All right, so we're just double checking to see which sensors they are. Got our good old VAGCOM, kind of. 17828, 16500, 16525, 16524. Since we're waiting for everything to cool off anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the throttle body now. And that'll kind of give us an opportunity to inspect it.
While Aaron's working on the Mark III, I figured I'd give you guys an update on my car. It really just needs a tube front so I can place the motor in, but the motor also does have to go to the machine shop so the head and the block can get resurfaced and cleaned. And then I'm just gonna go with OEM pistons again and just run it that way on the KAT. For the tube front, we gotta sand the engine bay so I can weld the plates to it, and I also have to build this lower piece because the frame actually started splitting, and I could have pinched it back together and spot welded it, but I figured might as well do a whole new front. Since we have to sand the engine bay, might as well sand the interior and paint the engine bay interior the same color. And then before our first like big event, both me and Aaron are gonna paint match our cars. Should be nice and shiny. So that's a wrap for what needs to get done before wintertime is over. But priorities is the truck. I did order the transmission for the truck, so I'm just waiting for it to get here. And then I have to buy parts, miscellaneous parts for that. So probably mid-January I'll actually start on the car. Probably late January I'll send the motor to the machine shop to get redecked, and hopefully get painting done mid-February once everything is all done, and then we can just get everything painted at once it dries, throw the engine in, and it should start up no problem.
Alright, so while we're on the topic of doing like a status update, what's going on with the cars and all of that, let's go ahead and talk about Jade real quick. We know after doing our race we need new axles, definitely going to need new ball joints. I've been needing new rotors, so that's all on the list. I also need to get the actual hydro handle, get a Willwood Master. I need to get stainless steel brake lines for the rear, 2 sets, 1 for each set of calipers. And I need to get some cooling upgrades. So I'm hoping to go Mishimoto, might be as ISR, it kind of depends on money. I have the money to buy all the stuff for the rear end, but I kind of want to, like, I've got like the big lump sum of cash. I think that it would be smarter for me to invest that into the cooling system, since that has to be bought. Like, you know, the radiator's $250. It's harder for me to gather that rather than gather $60 for axles and $60 for rotors here and there. I can buy all that stuff separately. My goal is pretty much similar to Michael. I need the car running by their first test event, which I think we're planning on like mid-February. Once the car is running solid, everything is tits, it'll come back and we'll start like sanding it down and getting it prepped for paint. The other thing that I'd like to get to, and I'm not sure, it kind of depends on the power situation at the shop, and I have to get that stuff done before and see where money's at, but I would love to be able to put a cage in here before our first event, which is in June. Again, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. It really depends on when we get a generator and what kind of money I have once everything is all said and done, because obviously I need the car driving before I can put a cage in it, because it'd be pointless to put a cage in it and not be able to drive it at the first event. So we will be starting on the wiring harness for this relatively soon. It probably won't happen till the first of the year, just because of the way that the remaining weekends of the month and or year are playing out, because I think we've got plans for next weekend. The following weekend is Christmas, so probably won't do anything then. The following weekend is New Year's, probably won't have much up then, at least not car content. And then the first weekend of the year, we will dive back into the cars. Alright, so we just got back to the shop from O'Reilly's, got new spark plugs. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to pick up the coil pack. I'm just not willing to spend $180 on it when I know I've got a warranty on it. So I've got to track down my purchase history on that so that I can get that warranty replaced. But we got new wires, we got the coolant temp sensor, and we're going to throw this stuff in, fire the car up, and then hopefully this thing is running tits, because I really need it to be. So they use these little clips. We're having trouble getting it in because there's like a motor lift bracket right on top of it. She's in there. We got it in. Well, the car made it home safe and sound. Everything seems good. No more hesitations on acceleration. I went ahead and took Kaylin for a drive. It's the first time she's driven it since we fixed the exhaust and we fixed the hesitation issue, and she said it's like a whole new car, and it really is. It's still got some work that we got to take care of, but it's running like 1,000 times better. And it sounds 1,000 times better. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Give us some comments. We always love the feedback. Later.
What do I do? My hands in my pockets. Stop. working on the Mark III. I'm figuring.
It's your hands just doing it. All right, so what'd you find out?